How's it going? Today is 15th of January, Monday, and we are taking a look at the market and what kind of opportunities are available up there. Within the city, I thought maybe we'll take a look at opportunity that was released very recently. Had email sent to me again this morning, but I think it was released some time ago, perhaps 3 or 4 days ago. Let's delve a little bit deeper and trying to understand this opportunity and what this opportunity is all about. That would be opportunity for seed funding call. Nature computes better. When they say seed funding, perhaps it's finance, but again, so usually they might take away some of the percentage of your project. That's how I understand it. If people would give you finance in very early stage of your project, usually they would take a large percentage of that project. They would take risk, a lot of risk as well. Usually they take a large percentage. Perhaps it's not for my liking, but I thought I might as well cover some of those opportunities as well. Breakthrough requires finding people who think differently about what is possible and empowering them to follow their vision to support scientific and technological breakthroughs outside of programs. That's the name of the project. So again, I don't like this project already. I think they might offer you finance, but not necessarily. So I'll cover it, but I'm just saying, most likely they will take a large percentage of your project, right? So I'll cover it. There's some projects up there. There's opportunities up there as well. Let's cover those, but that's a disclaimer there, and we can progress from there. I think that's based on seed. That's how I understood it, right? But other people might understand it differently. Don't I would highly recommend do not sign any contracts, right? You need to understand everything, all the documents first. The opportunity spaces they have identified to understand how opportunity see it works with our model. See how we are working here. Oh, okay. So that's I have received this email from a government's website, right? So since I have received it from the government, I thought that okay, so that would be a reputable source. But I don't know. I don't think it's reputable. I'll touch on that. It's just that they would take you away from government's website into a private website, and there might be some contracts there, but usually they would take a large percentage of your company. But again, they'll cover it just so that there might be some opportunities there. But myself, and not necessarily first project, perhaps down the line, I might be interested in building something, and then watching something I have put all my blood, sweat, and tears in to be taken away from me. 10 years of my life to be taken away from me. So perhaps in the future I might be taking part in some of those projects to see what that feeling might feel like, but not in the beginning. So there are some opportunities of that. Those opportunities are great, I guess, for depending on where you are, what you're looking for, right? Once that been said, I think time might be better. Taking a look at different opportunities, right? That would potentially would bring me to perhaps sharing some of those opportunities with others, right? Myself, I have perhaps seen one or two of those, right? But perhaps it's very important thing to pay attention more compared to where my attention used to be, right? That would be uh, prime minister's questioning and everything what's happening with the case parliament and the legislations and laws coming into effect and overall process, I would say. But since particular legislations might not, depending where you are, not necessarily would matter that much, the very details, right? But I would highly recommend to familiarize with yourself with the process and what the process would look like, right? Coming into this. Again, that's just a recommendation. That would bring me into taking a look at some of press releases, right? And that would be perhaps best to use and or pay attention to, right? And if we are taking a look at business and trade, right, that would be CPTPP General Review Public Engagement Period launched launch it, so that perhaps public taking part and or trying to understand some of those agreements, right? If anything, perhaps more impactful might be transatlantic agreement to be signed, UK with US. Perhaps they building up to that. And as of now, we're taking a look at 15%. That would be perhaps is still important. Still important. Every little matters. In particular, when we take a look at perhaps sourcing some of those natural resources, right, and all collaborating and all opportunities, business opportunities are there, right? Just touching on those, but against what people might be interested in and what people are looking for, right? But there's overall agreement being signed and all public engagement. Let's read it and try to understand what this agreement is all about. Let's begin with the Department of Business and Trade has launched a period of public engagement to seek views on how agreement that's called SPTPP can remain gold standard trade agreement. Okay, so that would be sort of way of approaching and or comparing against, right? Gold standard. So to say, and that might lead into other agreements with other countries, including perhaps U.S., which potentially, hopefully, my own feedback, right, would be beneficial to all parties involved. Not which not necessarily always the case, which is not a good thing. So there's engagement there where people can take part and voice their views, right? The UK signs up to the vast SPTPP trading group last July, kickstarting the UK's membership of modern and ambitious trade deals spanning 12 economies across Asia, Pacific, and Europe, when the UK arcades. Okay, okay, okay. Myself coming into this, perhaps some of those regions, right? I would like to say Chile, but not necessarily Chile. Would be perhaps overall sourcing some of the perhaps natural resources. If people are there interested in collaborating opportunities, that would be great, right? So that's just one of the examples, right? There are some other examples that have some stigma attached to it, right? So perhaps wine, perhaps there's great wine there. Depending on, well, again, that's my own overview, right? So depending what people are looking for, right, there might be some opportunities there as well. With the UK as a member, it will account for almost 15% of global GDP in 2022. CPTP was considered as a living agreement designed to evolve and maintain the high standard in November. SPTPP members, including UK, reaffirmed that committed to generate views on the agreement. The review process will seek to keep the agreement at the cutting edge of international trade. Okay, okay, okay. We are now seeking views for business individuals and others interested in stakeholders and how they deal could be enhanced throughout the general review process. As the first new member, the UK will be able to help shape the future of the agreement and play a key role in setting the rules of a global economy. I mean, it can potentially be. Hopefully, there's key people, right? So myself coming into feedback, I can give you feedback right now, right? I would need the points of contact, right? So anybody would need within that perhaps region. So that would be great if there would be something within different regions or partners. There would be some initiatives there that would help in collaborating, right? And or trade. So if that's something that ourselves are looking to improve and perhaps establishing that trade relationships perhaps with the free ports within the UK and trade happening within those areas. Perhaps that's just an example, but there's so many problems, so many issues, so many. So, but overall opportunities are there. I'm just saying opportunities are there. I'll come back to this video just in a second, but I thought it might be worth taking a look at things that are really important, right? Something that I think I outlined last week, end of last week, was taking a look at there's a public consultation happening where the people can engage with the team that and the team is taking a look at pornography and everything what's happening within UK. So I have engaged with the team and I have expressed my views and I thought if they could send me statistics and just for argument's sake, I thought I would be interested in taking a look at equal pay of male and female. So I was interested in taking a look at how that's being reflected currently within the industry and what kind of information would be available for people to access how gender pay gap and everything what's happening with the industry. I'll just share an example and the team stopped responding to my emails, by the way, that's what I'm saying. And all public consultation has boxes, right? Boxes and underrepresented men currently within those boxes. I cannot express my views. Even to take a look at the gender pay gap, right? So it's something that recently Birmingham City Council got in Supreme Court for and had to pay 1.1 billion for workers under gender pay gap. So I thought it might be worth taking a look at underrepresented men within the pornography industry and how this is my look. And I have reached out to the government and expressed my views and asking for data and how we can base our decisions based on the hard data, right? So and working from that. Yourself, if you're interested in learning more, I have published a book where I'm taking a look at livestock enterprise and everything what people would need to learn about where to begin and how to set up your first business when it comes to livestock enterprise and what information you would need to know. I was trying to share all what would be required within 100 pages, but there's a lot of information. It would be easy read, I guess, but I managed to fit in 170 or so pages, so there's a lot of ground to cover, or 140 pages or so. So there's a lot of information there what people would need to know, in particular in setting up and starting their own first business and where to begin. And that will be financial goals and how to establish those and how to progress potential from zero to first 10,000 euros dollars pounds, like how you can potentially progress. You can find the QR code in the company's website below. Government is looking to understand or hear people's views, or in particular, perhaps from business and or individuals' perspectives when it comes to agreement, something that's called CPTPP. So myself, I'm looking to engage and perhaps trying to understand how easy it might be when it comes to doing business within different regions, right? It might be worth establishing partnerships, different partnerships, and overall that might be outlined with this agreement. I haven't read it again, so I will do that perhaps later today and engage with the team and or try to understand the process of working together. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.